There we go, Periscope. You see who's following me on Periscope. Hey guys, it's Casey Eberhardt, all the way from Los Angeles, California. I want to thank you for being on this Periscope. I just want to kind of set this up, that this is how I do a one-on-one presentation for our Send Out Cards opportunity. I have Mike with us. Mike is a guest. He virtually knows very little about Send Out Cards, which is fantastic. And so I have set this up. He knows kind of what we're going to do, and I've given him permission to ask as many questions as he wants throughout the presentation. Also, just because this is a training thing, I want to let you know that when I send a card on the phone, you're not going to see his address. So we'll shy away, or Bruce will punch it on my face or whatever. So other than that, punch it on my face. That sounds good already, right? So with that, you guys, if you have questions or comments and you want to send me them through Facebook, I will not be answering questions during this. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. You guys can listen in and watch. Awesome. So Mike, welcome.
Thank you, Casey.
Awesome. So, Mike, I understand that you sell insurance and you work primarily with seniors, helping them really get set up for saving money and being taken care of in the way that they should have been taken care of by their kids. That's how I look at it, right? So, what I'd like to do is I'd like to kind of walk you through Send Out Cards from a start to finish perspective. So, I got started in Send Out Cards in 2006, so it's about 10 years ago. It was a long time ago. And I had an equipment rental company for the film and television equipment. So I rented traffic cones and wardrobe racks and walkie-talkies and all kinds of, anything that if it broke wouldn't stop production, right? And in those days, the only way we could market that business was in basically a phone book called the LA 411. And it cost $80,000 a year to market. It was $40 grand per page, and you had to have a 2-page ad or you just weren't a player. So every month I had to sock away $8 grand in savings for the one-time marketing shot. And a buddy of mine called me out of the blue and said, "Hey, do you ever send out thank you cards to your clients?" And I was like, "No." He's like, "Why?" And I said, "Well, it's expensive. I don't get these people's addresses. All of our clients are freelance, and it's just kind of a pain. I mean, I'm going to sit there and handwrite whatever." He says, "Well, I have this system." And I said, "Dude, unless you're telling me that there's a system out there that will print the card, put it in an envelope, put the address on it, put a stamp on it, and take it to the post office, I'm not interested." And he said, "Well, then I'm going to keep talking." And I said, "Well, then my credit card's out." Because I understood the power of that. And I wasn't cost, for me, I just woke up every day knowing I was going to spend $80,000 on this marketing thing. And I just thought if there's some way I could get around that, that I will. So we started using Send Out Cards, and we put our logos on the front of the card, and we would say, "Hey, Mike, thanks for coming and visiting. Here's our phone number, our email address, our fax number, our website, map. We had a map to the locations. I mean, we had everything in this card but the GPS coordinates, right?" And we started sending these cards out, and we were sending them to people's offices and all this jazz, and nothing happened. And I thought, well, this is the dumbest system on the face of the planet. What a waste. So there was a group getting together in Salt Lake City, a group of Send Out Cards people, and so I thought, well, I'm going to go up to see how other businesses are using this in their business, because clearly it's a brilliant idea and I'm not executing properly. So I went up there and I heard the CEO. We were doing this small little workshop. There was about 30 people, and the CEO said, "Hey, you know what, guys? Appreciation will win out over self-promotion every single time." And I just went, "That's it. I got it. There's the difference." The difference was I was trying to market our business by buy my stuff, buy my stuff, buy my stuff. Whereas if we just took our clients and sent them, "Thanks for doing business with us, thanks for letting us bid on the job," and we were the highest price in town, so we never got the job on the first bid. And so that's what we did, and the way we started getting addresses, what I would say, "Hey, Mike, we like to send birthday cards. When's your birthday and where should we send the card?" So people started like miraculously going, "Oh my gosh, you're gonna celebrate my birthday? I'll give you my home address. Like, I won't be here." And that's how we start to build out that address book of contacts. Well, what happened in Atomic, that was the name of the company, is the minute we started sending cards to our clients and their boss and their boss's boss saying, "Hey, thanks for hiring Paula, she's super awesome. We didn't get the job, but if you need anything, let us know," our phone started ringing off the hook. Like it was almost overnight, the flip from not getting jobs on the first bid, scrapping for them, to people were calling us like, "This is the coolest thing ever. How can we work with you?" So to flash forward about 6 months later, I was able to not do that 80 grand marketing piece, and we left the LA 411. We were the first one that did it, and we ended up going from number 23 in the marketplace when we started to number 3. in just a few short years, basically only using Sendoutcards as an appreciation tool. So that piece was happening, and at the same time, I actually took my State Farm insurance gal to lunch. She and I are friends, so we were at lunch one day. Her name's Deb, and so I'm like, Deb, I think I hit the holy grail of marketing. Like, this is, I may be locked onto this, like, I can't tell you. And she's like, what is that? I'm like, it's a goofy card company. She's like, what are you talking about? We send out cards through State Farm. And I said, no, what you do is you send me a birthday card saying, happy birthday, come in and buy more life insurance. Right? That is not a birthday card. That is a marketing piece disguised as a birthday card. I said, how many birthday cards do you know of yours that end up on bookshelves? She's like, none. And I said, what's on your bookshelf? And I looked behind her, and it was a card that I had sent her. And I said, why is that card there? She's like, oh, because my picture was on it, and it was so sweet. I'm like, that's what we want to do for your insurance business. So we walked in, and we sent a card to her mom. Right? Now, I didn't really think anything of it. I just thought it was a cool system at the time. This is back in 2006. So a few weeks later, I go to my mailbox, and there's a check. And it's a check from Sendoutcard. I'm like, well, I don't get it. So I called corporate, and I said, you know, hey, you guys just sent me a check. What did I do wrong? Did you cancel my account? Are you sending me a refund? Are you sending me a rebate or whatever? And she's like, well, what's your ID number? I said, I'm not giving you my ID number. I don't want you to take the check back. Right? So finally, we kind of dance around it, and she says, do you know Deb? I said, yeah, she's my insurance agent. She goes, well, she signed up. And I said, what? Okay, what does that matter? She says, well, what do you mean, what does it matter? I said, well, why does it matter? She obviously just called the company and signed up, or went to the website and signed up. She goes, what are you talking about? I said, well, what are you talking about? She says, well, you know that every time somebody signs up to use the service, you get paid. I said, I didn't know that. So she says, well, you should cash the check. I said, well, does the guy that signed me up know that? She said, well, I assume that's why he signed you up. Right? So I got back on the phone with him, and I got him on the phone, and I said, hey, did you know that we got paid when we signed people up? And he goes, well, yeah, that's why I talked to you. And I said, well, why didn't you tell me that? And he said, well, because you were so focused on Atomic and you were so focused on your business already that I just didn't want to bother it with you. Right? And I said, dude, I am an entrepreneur. This is the coolest thing ever. I'm going to go build a big client base with this. And quite frankly, if I cannot hawk traffic cones for a living, and I can teach businesses and show businesses how to use a greeting card company to build their own business, like, I'm in. Goodbye. And from that point forward, I went on and built a huge business. I have thousands of people in the organization right now. Like I said before we started, I'm the current global distributor of the year, and I get to do this because I love it. I travel around the world, and I have a blast. So what I want to do for you today is show you both how to use the product in your insurance business, but also how we get paid. I have no emotional attachment one way or the other. I just don't want you to end up like me and not be given all the information. And so that's why I wanted to show you how we get paid as well. And then you can have the conversation with Paula what makes sense for you. Does that make sense?
That sounds good.
Okay, cool. So Sendoutcards is, I love it because it's very simple. It's follow-up in real time, right? So we have the ability to take our smartphone, download an app on the phone, open it up. You can choose one of our 17,000 cards in the system, or you can completely custom create your own. So I'm going to show you a custom card. Basically, what I do in follow-up time is if I meet somebody, instead of sending them a business card or giving them a business card, which ends up in a stack on their desk, I literally take their picture, put it on the front of a card, say, hey, Mike, great to meet you, and send it out. So we have a couple of different cards. So just to kind of give you a little idea of some of the stuff you can do. So our cards are 5x7. That means they're the same size as a picture frame. So I like to take my clients and put their picture that they post on Facebook of their grandkids or whatever, and just pop it off to them, say, hey, just thinking about you, because I know that some of these will go into a frame. Okay? So you can open it up, you can type, you can create pretty much as sophisticated or as simple as you want. So here's an example where I did a presentation up in Canada. So she just put our picture on the front of it. She put thanks Casey on the inside. Then on the inside she took a picture of the whole group, right? So it can be sophisticated, and then we do, let's see if I can find one here. So this is just one that came from the president of our company. This is the president of the company. This is the president of marketing. And myself took a picture. They just put it on the front. Very simple. Best friends. Love you guys. Steve. So super easy. I wanted to see if I could find a 3-panel. Oh, here's an example of a 3-panel card. Now, for someone like you, say a 3-panel card could be used for if you wanted to send out a newsletter that was in real time where you talked about 3 different programs. You could do that as well. So here's somebody that just took some pictures of me off Facebook. I was in Australia and I love the ocean, so they just took several pictures, typed me a little message, put a couple of other pictures from different beaches of me in Australia. They did this from their phone. Oh, this is from Paula, actually. Paula did this off my Facebook page. Right? And then we also have the ability to brand the back of a card. So we could put your company logo back here and take care of the that branding piece, or you can completely put pictures on here, the back of it. This is just another example where Steve has a book. So he just has his book on the back of the card. Okay, and then finally, this is just a big card. I use this when I send out birthday cards to clients because it has a maximum impact, and most people don't send birthday cards. So this was me posing for a social media thing up on the Sendoutcards stage, and then on this inside here, this was me doing a train. This is from the CEO of Sendoutcards. So he just did a message in his own handwriting. He was giving me a hug as I was leaving the stage. Took a couple of pictures of me on the stage. Hit send. He did this right from his phone, and then his little things on the back here. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So let me show you how easy it is to do this from your phone. Okay. So this cord is not anything other than showing it up on the screen so everybody behind me can see it. So I've just hit Sendoutcards app. We have all these different sections. All these different sections of cards to choose from. You can save a card in there if you want to use the same follow-up card over and over and over again. So I'm just going to put our picture on the front of a card, type you a message, add some brownies, and hit send. Okay. So I'm just going to touch this photo. I choose a vertical card or a horizontal card. Okay. So I just touch that. Now down here I can tell it whether I want a 3-panel card or a big card or a postcard. I don't recommend the postcards. They're kind of cheap and flimsy to me. Anyways, that's just my opinion. They get lost, right? I just click create card. And now it just simply says front, and here's the picture of the card. So I just click there. Now I can take a picture right now and put it on the phone, but I like to take pictures ahead of time just in case the phone app crashes because we could be in an area where cell reception gets bad or whatever. So we took this picture ahead of time of you and Paula. So I pull it right from the camera, or if you have pictures inside the system, you can save it as well. Now I can edit the picture down here. You can see here, we'll edit that. I just tap it, and that then becomes the front of the card. Okay? Swipe it to the left. It says inside top. So that's inside top. Swipe it to left again, inside bottom. So now I want to go ahead and type you a message inside here. Okay? So now we're inside the card. So I just click this F. These are all the different fonts that you can choose from. I happen to like envelope hand because it matches how the envelope is going to come out. Now, this is going to be, in my opinion, for you, one of the coolest features. So this black letter A here allows you to make the font size bigger. So I send a card to my grandmother every day. She's 102. She can barely see, so I make the font super big. I can only type like 3 words, but then it makes her feel special that she doesn't have to squint and get out an owl and all of that jazz. So, so I can do the font size there. Then I click this paint can, and now I can move this around, and that chooses the color of the font on the inside of the card. Okay, so then I just go back here, get to the keyboard, and it looks just like a text thing. Okay, now some people are fancy, and they hit that microphone and talk the card in there, but my autocorrect on my voice doesn't make it worth it because it never gets the words right. So I can go ahead and just type you a message here. Okay, so hey, Mike. Okay, so I just typed you a message that says, "Hey Mike, thanks so much for coming and hanging out with us today. Hope you have an awesome day. Your new buddy Casey." Right? So we just go ahead and click done. Now that shows me kind of the preview of what the inside looks like. I just simply click add to cart. Okay, now you're going to see that it costs 3 points, and I'll explain that in a second. I can edit the card or I could trash it if I didn't want to send it, but I want to go ahead and add a gift. So we have about 1,850 different gifts inside the system. We have everything that from a very, very inexpensive little token key to packets of seeds. If you want to do a card that says, "Hey, grow your network," you can send seeds, plus cookies, brownies, cakes. This hat, we have, I mean, it's unbelievable. I was just spent the day up there yesterday, and I kept going, "We sell that? We have that?" Like, I didn't know we have this really cool Star Wars Lego set of all things. I didn't even know we did, but so if I click this all gifts here, our most popular gift that we send, it's basically like crack, our brownies. So I'm going to go ahead and just, I don't know what else to say. It's literally like they're so good. 440 calories of pure, carb-free, fat-free, kosher goodness, right? They're not fat or carb-free, but I like to say they are kosher of all things. So I just go ahead and I just click add this to cart. Okay, so as soon as that shows up, it now shows the card I'm going to send. I'm going to show the brownies. I just click checkout up here. Okay, here's my return address. There's a default return address, but you can always change it. So if you wanted to send it and maybe it came from your office versus if you wanted to show your return address from your house or whatever, you can do that. It's just going to click continue to checkout. Now I need to tell the system who I'm going to send the card to. So if you are already in my Sendoutcards address book, I could just click contacts, go through the contact, click, and pull you up. Since you're not, I'm going to go ahead and add you. So I just click new recipient, just click add recipient, and now I'm going to go ahead and add your address. So we've written this down, and so no one's going to see it but me.
Oh, wait.
I know he's probably running my face.
No.
Okay, so now I have this here. You can see that I can click save contact, save new contact. Now if I wanted, I could add your email address and your phone number as well, and it would go right into my address book. So from a networking perspective, when I'm doing follow-up in real time, like at networking events or with clients, once their information's here, I now have it, I can export it into another CRM system I'm using, but it all stays in my Sendoutcards account as well. Okay, so I just click done. Okay, I click continue to checkout. And now it's going to give me shipping options. So some of the things we ship, you have the ability to send overnight. Yeah. So like we have roses. Roses we want people to have the ability to ship overnight. Same with like the caramel apples. Some of the caramel apples, they don't want us to ship them through regular postage because if it gets too warm, they melt. So they pack them in dry ice. It's kind of a cool thing. But so now it's just going to show who it's to, the shipping options. It's going to show me that this costs 13 points, so it's 10 points for the brownies, 3 points for the cart. It's going to cost me $4 to ship them to you. I just click submit payment. And as soon as that picture shows up, bam, that card is sent. So tomorrow morning, so today's Saturday, so Monday morning, that card will have been printed, put in an envelope, taken a box of brownies, add that card to the brownies, put it, and taken to the post office. And that happens in real time. So if you wanted to do that with just without the brownies, same thing. It goes out the following day. You can send a card anywhere in the world. You can send a gift anywhere in the world as well. So we have lots of people that send cards like overseas to Afghanistan and places where there are soldiers. We've got a ton of programs where people are sending cards and gifts to soldiers overseas and whatnot. Make sense? Any question?
No.
Okay, cool. And the one cool thing I think on the website, so we have a website that does the same thing. I just find the phone really easy. But the one thing I think for your insurance business that is very valuable that you can do on the website is you can create a series of cards that go out over a course of period of time. So let's say, you set this card up to be nice to meet you, then this card goes out 3 weeks later that says, hey, just following up, just touching base, and then this card goes out and says, hey, we don't have you locked into Medicare or your prescription plus plan or whatever you said, and then maybe this is their birthday card. So you could set this whole campaign up ahead of time, send it one time, and the second you trigger that card, these cards go out automatically. And then if somebody like moves or passes away or whatever, you just cancel the rest of the campaign, and so that it doesn't keep going out. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So Mike, let me show you how we get paid, on how we get paid and kind of the pricing with this. So these are the packages that we have, and I'll explain these as we go along. So normally, the question that I normally ask people kind of as the opening question is, if I could show you a way to make money with your smartphone sharing an app that everybody loves to use, would you want to see it? If somebody says yes, we sit down just like this. If they say no, I say great. No, it's no harm, no foul. So let me show you. I want to do this. I want to lay these disclaimer cards down. Basically, these disclaimer cards say this. They say that what I'm about to show you is to the best of my ability accurate. Nothing is going to work out perfectly. It's not going to work. I'm going to give you accurate information, but I'm going to lay this out in a way that may or may not be how a business looks. All of our businesses look a little different. So it's kind of just a disclaimer to say, hey, I'm going to do this to the best of my ability. I'll take on the responsibility if I give you wrong information. It's the fine print, right? So this is just the same card. So Mike, there are usually 4 types of people that join us in Sendoutcards, okay? So the first type of person is what we call it a customer, right? So we have a couple of different bundles, a couple of different packages that I'll explain, but they're the person that looks at all this and goes, you know what, Case, this is awesome. I don't want to make any extra money. All I could do was I just see how I could use this in my insurance business, sending cards from my phone and using the website. So we call that a customer. The number 2 is a referral partner. A referral partner is somebody that says, I see that there's money on the table. I know how I can make some money, but I'm super busy in what I'm doing. I don't really have an interest in building the business, but I'll sign up as a distributor and I'll pass referrals on to, in your case, it would be Paula. Paula would go do this presentation, or you send your guests here. If they sign up, you're going to get a check. Okay, so a number 2, 3, or 4 are basically distributors. It just gives us a good idea of where somebody's headed in terms of what they really want to be able to create. Okay, number 3 is a part-time income earner. I put this in the category of between $250 a month and maybe $1,000 a month, and that is, I call that a part-time income earner. So we would put together a plan that shows you exactly how to make $1,000 a month. So this is somebody that is, trying to wipe out a credit card bill. Maybe they want to make their car payment every month. They're not in it to make a bunch of money, but they want to make some money. Okay? And then the number 4 person is the person that goes, oh my gosh, this is super easy. You're putting down some cards, you're telling a goofy little story, you're sending a card like, this is super easy, I want to go make some money. Okay? So, number 1 is a customer, number 2 is a referral partner, number 3 is a part-time incomer, and number 4 is a full-time incomer. At the end, I'm just going to regurgitate these 4 and ask which one, based on what you see, which one you feel you are. Okay? So, let me start with this. So, we have 3 basic packages. Okay? So, we have a personal bundle, a marketing bundle, and a business bundle. Okay? And I have these cards that kind of show them in this way: a good, better, best model. Okay? So, this is the personal bundle. Okay, so in all our packages, you come on board as a customer. Doesn't matter which package you choose as a customer. And then if you want to be a distributor on top of that, it's just an extra $50. Okay, so as a personal bundle, it's $195 one time. That gives you the custom brand manager, which is the back of a card. the ability to put your own picture or logos on the back of the card. It gives you 100 points to start out with. You get basic storage. It's really good for a starter package, and it's $195. Okay. We then have the marketing bundle. The marketing bundle is a little bit more money, but you get a few more goodies inside it. So in this case, you get the MRM training portal, which is basically a seminar in a box. It's a great way to learn how to build deeper and better relationships with your customers. If you have associates that you work with, it's a great way to get them kind of in the mindset of how we appreciate our clients and really build deep relationships with the clients, especially those of us that are in businesses that our clients are long-term clients versus just like a florist that might just be a one-off. So I think it's a great training portal. Again, you get the custom brand manager, you get your handwriting font and 4 signatures in it. I'm sorry, over here you get 4 signatures. So we'll take handwriting sample of 4 different signatures. With the marketing bundle, you get your handwriting font in there as well. So like Cody, when he did his card in his handwriting, we just take a handwriting sample and send it in. You get the SOC memory vault, which is like 2,500 contacts and more storage, and we start you off with 200 points. Okay, remember the card I sent cost 3 points and the brownies 95. This has a couple of sub accounts in it, so if you have like an assistant maybe, your assistant could use that account. If you ran different businesses, you could have a couple of different accounts under there where you've got all your points and ship postage up here, and you push it down there so you're in complete control of the data. Okay? Get your handwriting font and 4 signatures. You get 400 points in this one, and your memory vault's unlimited. Unlimited contacts, unlimited pictures, unlimited storage inside the system. Okay? Any questions?
No.
Okay. And then on top of this, there is a recurring $39 a subscription, essentially, and it gives you 100 points per month. And they expire after a year, but they always use the last points first, the oldest points first. So like my mom, she doesn't send out that many cards, but she banks all of those points up until the holidays, and then she sends all her holiday cards out at once, so she's not getting clipped with a huge Christmas card bill. So the way we get paid in Sendoutcards is twofold. One, we make a little bit of money in when we sell a package or when somebody comes on board as a package, and then we also make a residual component of all those $39 subscriptions. Okay? And you can always buy more points. So I have like chiropractors. Most of my chiropractors, they'll sign up for 1,000 points a month. Okay, so they're doing $400 a month. So we get a residual component based on that as well. Make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the money to try to keep it all sort of in apples to apples and oranges to oranges. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick this middle package just because it's the one that most people use, and I'm going to show you how we get paid based on this particular package. Okay? Now, if somebody comes on board as a personal package, everything I'm going to show you, we just cut in half. If they buy a marketing bundle or a business bundle, everything is doubled. Okay, so I'm just going to show you based on this middle package, but know that if you decide to come on board with us as a distributor and you sell a business bundle, you make twice as much as what I'm going to show you. If you sell a personal bundle, you make half. Does that make sense?
It does.
Okay. So here's how we do this. So somebody comes on board with a marketing bundle. The first thing they do is they come on board for $395 as the marketing bundle, and we want to get a few customers. So the first 3 customers we get, if we get 3 customers within the first 30 days, Sendoutcards is going to send you a check for $50. I forgot one little thing. I'm really not this smart. These cards are numbered at the bottom. So I just put them in order ahead of time. I'm not
You
just
shouldn't have told me.
I know, right? I make myself seem much smarter than I really am. Okay, so I usually tell people to take this $50 and just lay it over here because I'm a big fan of buying the tools. So I'm going to ask if you come on board, you take your first $50 and you buy a couple of these decks of cards, just because if somebody comes on board, you want to be able to give them a deck and then be able to have one for yourself. Okay? So I'm assuming, Mike, if you were to come on board today, Paula's going to give you a deck to make sure, because I know that she has them in her possession. So, okay. So, first thing that happens is we're going to go out and we're going to bring somebody else on. We're going to go do this exact same presentation. Let's say they come on with a marketing bundle for the $395. Sendoutcards is going to send you a check for $140. Okay, straight away. They pay instantly on these, or within 24 hours, I think. Or maybe they pay it 3 times a week or 2 times a week. It's almost instant. Okay, so we're going to do that a second time. Sendoutcards is again going to send you a check for $140 because we sold a marketing bundle. Okay, and we're just going to go ahead and do that a third time. Sendoutcards is again going to send you a check for $140. Okay, now I always look at things. I'm a math guy, so the way my brain works is, what do we have to do to get our money back? What do we have to do to get our money back? And if we get everybody to help get just their money back, then we're all in really good shape. So, and in this case, what we've done right now is we've got 3 customers and we have 3 distributors. So if somebody comes on board with a marketing bundle, they have the ability to buy the marketing bundle just as a customer and go ahead and use it. If you want to be a distributor, meaning you see some value of this and sharing it with some other people, it's $50. And that puts you in the ability to earn a commission and customer acquisition bonuses, so on and so forth. Okay? So we're going to say, for the purposes of this, that all of these guys are all coming on board with the $50 distributor kit. Okay? But the payout is still the same. So if the person came in as a marketing bundle, but not a distributor, Paula would still make $140 here. Okay? Now, this is huge, because at this point, Sendoutcards says, Mike, want to thank you so much for bringing 3 new distributors to the table. We've got some customers going. They want to reward you for bringing the customers to the table, right? So what they're going to do is they're going to give you a big raise. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over here now, and we'll do the same presentation. So Sendoutcards, so we just do the same thing. Somebody comes on board as a marketing bundle with a distributor pack or without, doesn't matter. In this case now, Sendoutcards is instead of $140, Sendoutcards is now going to give you $240. Okay? And we'll do that a second time. Sendoutcards is again going to pay you $240. And a third time, again, $240. Okay? Now, I always just like to say, from a sales perspective, in this group, we're making over 50% on the upfront, right? So $240 out of $395, we're still making over 50% for a $400 sale. Okay? And we could do the same thing here. So we could just start bringing on people in marketing bundle, business bundles. They would make $480. In a personal bundle, we would make $140 in this group, right? And we could bring on just a bunch of customers. We never have to sell a distributorship, and we still make the same money. Okay? But let's say that these 3 guys want to go out and build a Sendoutcard business. So again, everybody's bringing on a few customers. So let's say this guy brings in somebody. In this case, Sendoutcards wants to reward you because you brought this guy in. So Sendoutcards is going to pay you $100. Okay? And then let's say this guy does it over here for $100, and he brings in a second person, $100. And then let's say this person brings in somebody. Sendoutcards is going to pay you $100 here. And then let's say this guy brings in somebody here, again, $100. Then all of a sudden this guy's like, well, wait a minute, I want to help get some of my money back too. So we go out and show one of his friends. Sendoutcards pays you $100. And then, I don't know, this person brings in their first person, Sendoutcards is going to pay you $100. And then this person brings in their second person, Sendoutcards is going to pay you $100. And then, I don't know, let's say this guy over here comes in here, Sendoutcards is again going to pay you $100. Okay? Now, in this group right here, there are 12 people. Okay? Now, these 12 people would allow us to get another promotion. So we could start another pen here, and we could go off and build here. Each time we build a group to their qualifications, we get paid more money. Okay? So remember I said there were 2 components. There's the upfront money that we make here that's on the table, and then we also make a residual component. Now, cool thing about this, Mike, is that anybody that comes in through this little organization here, we still get $100 every time. So if this spreads out and goes like crazy, $100 every single time. And then we make a residual on top of that. When we go here, just to put this in perspective, when you go into this group, you make $290 and $150 every time they bring somebody in. And then the next group up here is $320 and $180. So you would make $320 out of the $395, and you'd make $180 every time somebody came in. That's the group I'm in. So I'm a couple of notches up. But I like to say that just for some context, right? So now let's go back and let's talk about residual. So in the residual game, remember that everybody's coming in here. Everybody's doing $39 subscriptions, and some people are doing more than $39 just because it is what it is. But I want to keep everything apples to apples, oranges to oranges. So in this group, you're going to make 2% of every dollar that's spent minus shipping. So we can't pay commission on postage, and we call that expense in just our lingo. So you're going to make 2% of everybody in this group. So if we were to go, everybody gets 3, which gets their money back, and gets 3 customers, and so on and so forth, down 7 levels, and stop, just because we have to do some math and stop it somewhere. And 2%, your residual component in just this group is going to be about 16 grand per month, every single month, month after month after month after month. Okay? Now, the cool thing is, even if at some point you built a check to $15,000 and then you wanted to go sit on a beach and retire, you're still going to make that every single month. Okay? Now, over in this group, remember I said we got a huge raise? It's a 350% raise. So in this group, it's not 2%, it's 7%. And this group goes down in depth. But if we did the same, where everybody's just getting 3 customers, bringing on 3 people, 3 customers, we're big into the 3 here, right? So even though this goes at infinite levels deep, just to keep apples to apples, we stop the math at 7 levels. Okay, so if we went down 7 levels in just this group, your residual check would be about $36,000 every single month, month after month after month. Okay? Now, I put these together, you're at about 50 grand a month, and basically what we've done is we've brought on 6 people. Okay, now we've helped those people get, and we've spread it out. But I've been doing this a long time, and it will never work out this way. It just won't, right? So people are going to come on and they're going to say they're going to go do a bunch of stuff, and they don't do anything. You're going to have other people that say they don't want to do anything, and they go out and build a big business. You're going to have people that say, I only want to do a little bit. They bring in one person that then goes and builds it. The guy that brought me in, I'm the only person he signed up, and he now has paid for his house as well as his current business he subsidizes every month with what he makes off of our group, which is fantastic. He's basically on the beach, which I love, right? So I say this. I look at it and go, look, if 90% of this fails, 90% of it doesn't work out how it is, you're still at about 5 grand a month. That's pretty solid. I mean, I've got a check every single month for the past 9 years. Every single month it goes up. So my weekly checks go up every month, and my residual check goes up every month based on just the sheer volume of cards and gifts that are being sent. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Any questions?
My question was around, you need 3 who sign up as distributors to make it to the next?
Yeah, so you need, in this group, you need 3 distributors, and you need basically $1,200 in package sales. So that's why I use this, just as it's $1,200, and it's cumulative.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the next one is an additional 15 distributors.
You need 12 distributors in this group.
Okay.
3 of them have to be by us, personally.
Got it.
But like if this person came in and brought in 9 people, and we brought in 2 others, we would get promoted.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mike, any questions from you?
No.
Okay, cool. So let's do this. Let's count this up, just because I'm gonna have you, Mike, help me count this. Give you the hundreds there. I'll take these guys.
You want the truth?
Yeah, I do. Now we're going to test your skills here. What do you got? 1,800. So 1,800, 1,900, 2 grand. So $2,040. So I like to just have that be a demonstration of, for bringing in basically 6 people, it's a pretty easy click to get 2 grand back, and we're definitely deep into the money. Does that make sense? Cool. Let's see. I think I got all of the. Just let me go back to this. Oh wait, no, I had these packages. Perfect. Okay, so we're back to this. We're back to this card here. So we've got 3 packages here, Mike. We've got the good package, which is $195. We've got the marketing bundle, which is $395, and the business bundle, which is $795. And then there's a $39 preferred customer package as well. So let me reiterate the 4 types of people that join us. First person is the guy that goes, hey, this is awesome. I have no interest in making any extra money. I just want to be able to send cards to my clients, be able to send happy birthday cards to the grandkids, the kids, the family members, whatever. Sounds awesome. I just want to be a customer, right? In that case, you just pick which package works for you. We get the app downloaded on your phone, and you rock and roll. Oh, I did forget one thing, just because it's not listed on here. In the marketing bundle and the business bundle, we have a 7-card campaign that's already set up that we just put right into your account, so you didn't have to create the campaign. And we call it a celebration campaign. It's very much like, hey, thanks for being in my network. You're awesome, that kind of thing. Okay, so that's a number 1 is a customer. Number 2 is a referral partner. And a referral partner is somebody who goes, okay, this is awesome. I'm going to pick a package here. I'm going to come on board as a distributor, but I'm really not interested in going out and building a big business. However, if somebody calls me and asks me how I'm doing it or what's going on, or I think somebody would be valuable, I'll pass that lead on to Paula. Paula will then take over from there, do the presentation. If that person signs up, they sign up with your number and you get a check. Okay, so we call that a referral partner. Number 3 is a part-time income earner, somebody that says, you know what, I think this is a pretty easy deal. I think I can certainly make between $250 or a grand a month. In that case, I look at it and I go, okay, here's what we have to do. Here's the kind of number of people that we have to talk to, so on and so forth. Here's how we put that plan together. So we call that a part-time income earner. Okay? And then if number 4 is a full-time income earner, somebody just goes, wait a minute. You sent a card from your phone. You told your little story. You laid out some card decks. This is pretty much done, easy peasy. Let's go ahead and let's go make some money with this. I call that a number 4, or a full-time income earner, right? So here's the big closing question, Mike. Once you saw everything you saw here today, if you had to pick which one would you be, a number 1 would be a customer, a number 2 a referral partner, a number 3 a part-time income earner, or number 4 full-time income earner, based on what you saw here today, which one would you be?
You.
I like that. Awesome. Excellent. Awesome. So, awesome, Mike. So all we need to do is we'll just get a couple of pieces of information from you, and we'll get ready to rock and roll. So you guys, so that was it. Start to finish, the whole deal. Mike, I want to thank you for appreciate it. I want to thank you as well so much. And you guys, this will be up on YouTube if you want to check it out. Use it to do your own practice with. We'll see you guys later. Have a good one. Ciao.